Hello and welcome back to episode 12 of Sherlock Holmes, Crimes and Punishments. I'm Vic and you're watching yet another Let's Play channel. I do a lot better with that when I say it slowly. I need to remember that. So here we are in the... I don't know what it is. But we are deep in the Mithraic Temple still. And I imagine we have another puzzle to solve. I see a crank on the wall there. You know where we are? We're in the Water Temple. That's where we are. Hopefully we won't have to deal with too many of those ironclad clams because I don't have the hook shot. Oh, well that sure looks interactable. But Sherlock doesn't seem to be interested in it. Oh, hi. Glad you can make it, Watson.
Look, it's the golden knife. But how to get it?
Well, why don't we just try walking up to it?
This lamp is not old. The oil is still fresh. Perhaps Sir Rodney passed by here.
No, I do not think so. Remember, he went no further than the catacomb underneath the Frigidarium. The murderer left this lamp.
So was he murdered by a cult that's protecting the Mithraic mysteries, perhaps? We came from down there, I believe. Do I need to do the thing? No. Maybe now I can turn the crank? Yeah, now we can turn it.
Watson, I need your help.
Ah, it's gonna be one of these. So... which door are you holding open? Ah, it's over this way, yes. So now you turn this one. And now we go back to Holmes. Can we go over here? No, go this way. Oh, it's not there. Alright. So it must be... yeah, it's over on this side. Ooh. Now, which of these cranks is going to kill Watson? Is it this one? I think it would be nice if it just switched automatically. I don't think there's going to be any reason to turn a crank and then let it go. So now we'll go... Now which of these is going to kill Holmes? Maybe it's this one. Do I need to... No, I don't think so. I don't think that helps me right now. Yeah, I don't think this is right. It's not doing a great job of showing me where people's are. Is this the one that... Oh ho ho. Alright, so now what about you, Sherlock? You're stuck in here. So we need to get you out. need to open this one, I think. Yeah, that gets him out. And then... yeah, and then we can just send him right in. I'm not sure why the string section suddenly got worked up there. Now, here we go. And knife get.
The golden knife of Mithras. A long-lost relic has resurfaced. Watson, it is time to conclude this case.
Is it really?
Excellent. Now, we should find another way of getting out of here.
Raider of the Tombs, yeah. So, I'm pretty sure that this is our way out. Yeah. And it was one of the Sherlock levers that opened it, so we just need to let him back over there. Only then what are we going to do? The first thing I need to do is actually to let Watson out. So we'll let him out here. Yep. I like how fast it switches, but it might actually be a little too fast. Oh, interesting. So... this is the one that opens the door out, isn't it? Yeah. So... what is this one again? Aha! Okay. Off you go, Watson. Why are you doing that? That's not the direction I pointed you. Now we can let Watson out. And that's it all sorted. Sherlock will then just magic himself out. Oh, wrong direction. Not that one. Other way. How long do you suppose those candles have been burning? Alright, bye, Watson.
This mechanism seems inactive. Most likely the door it controlled.
Why are you not moving? Alright, so we'll do that. And then... so now what? Can you do it now? So now we have a problem. Because how do we get Sherlock out of here while also being able to open the other door? What if you just leave, Watson?
I cannot leave Holmes trapped here alone, even though he did ruin my favorite handkerchief.
What a loyal friend you are. Okay, so what if I do this one? Aha! Gotta switch first. Okay. Now the letting go. Now he's out. And are you all the way? Yes, you are all the way. Okay. So, the key is to pay attention. And not to try and overthink it too much. And now, we are 5,000.
Are we inside the hidden temple of Mithras, Holmes?
Sure are. Now, can I leave it behind? Sort of. Not really. going? I guess we could open up some deductions here. Yeah. Valuable secret. Rodney's secret was an important discovery, a metaphorical bomb. He could use it as a powerful means of annihilating anyone who stood in his way. That he alone might take the fame and the glory? Is that all we have? Shouldn't we have more than that? I guess I have some more deductions I can make. Yeah. Yeah, okay. And we still don't know anything to pair up with Garrow's drug. That's an interesting loose end. So what do we got here? Blinkhorn's humiliation. His work was saved by the arrival of Sir Rodney, but at a high cost to his morale. He really didn't express that. His work was saved by Sir Rodney. He was thankful for the possibility. This seems more correct to me. Yeah, so we do already know that Pitkin was pushing for the termination of the archaeological dig so that he could open the baths. What does it tell us? Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Pitkin with the ice knife. Let's examine some of these options again. Does it make any sense to say that the wetness of the wound and the blood is due to the humid atmosphere? The steam being hot would be rising. And yes, there might be condensation on the floor, which would have diluted the pool of blood on the floor. But we also noted the water in the wound. And I don't think there would be any reason to expect there to be condensation in the wound. So I think that does point us toward the ice weapon. I'm still disappointed that this is ambiguous. So yeah, I guess this seems right to me. I do not think it's appropriate to absolve Pitkin on the grounds that it was okay to kill him because he didn't compromise. I think this is probably the way to go. Yeah. I'm not even sure where we would have looked for more clues about Garrow's drug, but maybe the answer is that I shouldn't have given it to him like that. But I didn't really know that was what was going to happen, so I feel like if that was an option...
Why did you bring me here? I saw that you released the others.
Sir Gregory, I would ask that you listen carefully to what I'm intending to reveal to Inspector Lestrade. You murdered Sir Rodney Bentcliffe in cold blood, and you did it for money.
What? No, that's not true.
I am afraid that it is. The ingenious ghost weapon that you used only served to prove the premeditation.
You're insane.
It was a spectacular felony, one that intrigued the police and encouraged the press. Scandal is an excellent means of bringing the public's attention to your baths. And eventually, of course, it brought me too.
You have it all wrong.
Well, I didn't expect you to possess much in the way of courage. May you be a fraction more inspired before you meet the hangman. Farewell, Sir Gregory.
Yeah, I'm going to go with that. And now I'm ranked Justice Seeker. Huh. Almost nobody solved the case that way. Now I want to know who people did condemn. That was very interesting.
The game is afoot, not a word. Into your clothes and come.
Not usually in that order.
I'll wait for you in the sitting room. I've just received a note from Inspector Lestrade, a letter from the suburbs. He is in need of my presence. Whenever he has asked for my assistance, it has always turned out to be entirely justified. I fancy that every one of his cases has found its way into your collection.
Yes, they all seem worthy of...
However, I regret your fatal habit of looking at everything from the point of view of a story instead of a scientific exercise.
Oh, Holmes, you...
I beg your pardon, I digress. It would be much better to examine this letter than to try to convince you.
Just gonna start off by berating your buddy. Well, is our friend in the window still there? Yeah, she is. Don't talk to me.
The letter is on the table, Holmes. You should take a look.
At which table?
The letter is on the table, Holmes. You should take a look.
I don't think it's on the table you're sitting at, because... Is it on this table? Yeah, it is. Okay. Brackenstall.
A wax seal with the monogram E.B. The Brackenstall family coat of arms. I can tell from Lestrade's handwriting that he was in a hurry when he wrote this letter.
My dear Mr. Holmes, I should be very glad of your immediate assistance in what promises to be a most remarkable case. It is something quite in your line. Except for releasing the lady, I will see that everything is kept exactly as I have found it, but I beg you not to lose an instant, as it is difficult to leave Sir Eustace there. Lestrade. So, Eustace Brackenstall, I guess. Interesting that Lestrade saw fit to use his seal.
Promising, as always. It appears to be a case of murder.
So you believe that Sir Eustace is dead?
I should say so. Lestrade wouldn't have sent for me for less. His writing shows considerable agitation, and he is not an emotional man. These people belong to high society. The quality of the writing paper, the E.B. monogram, their coat of arms. The crime was committed before midnight.
Holmes, how can you possibly tell?
Well, it is all thanks to Lestrade. He wrote his letter at 3:30 in the morning. Imagine the chain of events before that. The local police had to be called in. Scotland Yard was notified. Lestrade himself had to make haste there, and finally compose the letter he sent to me. All of that makes for a fair night's work.
It makes sense. Lestrade also speaks of the woman he released.
That seems to indicate that she had been held somewhere during the crime. Much time has been wasted. Let us find a cab and go to Abbey Grange immediately. I live in hope of an interesting morning.
Poor Watson is falling asleep in the middle of this conversation. So we're off to the countryside again? Probably. One wonders how long it takes to travel by cab to any arbitrary place in London.
Ah, Mr. Holmes and Dr. Watson, here you are. I'm very glad that you have come, but perhaps I should not have troubled you after all.
And why is that?
Lady Brackenstall has come to her senses, and she has given so clear an account of the affair that there is not much left for us to do. You remember that Lewisham gang of burglars?
What, the three Randalls?
Exactly. The father and 2 sons. It's their work. They stole a silver service, which is of great value.
Sir Eustace Brackenstall is dead, then?
Yes. His head was knocked in with his own poker.
A violent act of aggression.
Yes, the poor lady. She has had a most dreadful experience. She was assaulted and tied to a chair. But I think that you would best see her and hear her account of the facts. She is in the morning room with her maid, Teresa Wright.
Where is the body of the deceased?
In the dining room. We haven't touched anything.
All right, I'm going to examine it.
Very good, Watson.
Alrighty, off to have a chat with Lady Brackenstall.
Lady Brackenstall awaits you in the morning room.
Well, they're not labeled Lestrade. Is it this one?
Lady Brackenstall
Yeah,
awaits you
well,
in the morning
by process of elimination then. Morning rooms.
Ladies, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting Inspector Lestrade in this investigation.
Mr. Holmes, I am the wife of Sir Eustace Brackenstall. We were married only a year ago.
I am sorry for your loss. Please accept my deepest condolences.
I suppose that it is no use my attempting to conceal that our marriage has not been a happy one. I fear that all would tell you that, even if I were to attempt to deny it.
That's a hell of a shiner. We'll start with that. Yep. That very first item looks like old something. Old bruises, yeah. On the back of her hand, isn't that interesting? Well, what are we missing here? Now we're back to where we started. Still got 2 things we haven't picked up yet. Pale cheeks. We're supposed to take that she is unwell, I think.
Can you describe to me the events of yesterday evening?
Is it really necessary? I have already told Inspector Lestrade all that happened.
Yes, madam, it is.
I will tell you then. Sir Eustace retired about 10:30. I sat in this room until after 11, absorbed in a book. Before I went upstairs, I entered the dining room to fetch a candle and... oh God.
Please, go on.
As I approached the French window, I found myself face to face with an elderly, broad-shouldered man who had just stepped into the room. Close behind the first man, I saw 2 others. One of them struck me a savage blow with his fist and felled me unconscious to the ground.
And then?
When I came to myself, I found that they had secured me tightly to a dining room chair. It was at that instant my unfortunate husband entered the room.
He fought with the intruders?
Yes, I think he had heard them, for he was holding his stick. But they were 3, and he eventually succumbed. One of them, the elder one, struck him a terrible blow with the poker. I fainted once more. When I opened my eyes, they had withdrawn. Then my brave Teresa came to my assistance.
Did these 3 villains steal anything?
Yes, I found that they had taken the silver from the sideboard, but you can see for yourself in the dining room.
Not that I'd necessarily noticed that something or not something else was missing.
You mentioned that your marriage was not a happy one. Was there anything specific that was troubling you?
He was not a nice man when he was drunk, and he suffered from dark moods, but nothing else.
Old bruises.
The bruises on your hands are at least 1 week old. Your husband caused those bruises?
Oh, do you... Yes, he did. He was very angry at the time. Out of control. Again. Sir Eustace was a drunkard. To be tied to such a man for life is worse than death.
Your ladyship?
All right, let's have a chat with brave Teresa.
Teresa, I would like to hear your testimony.
Certainly, sir.
I'm going to start doing the looking first when I remember. I'm not going to notice the stain on the sleeve there. Why not? There.
As I sat by my bedroom window, I saw 3 men in the moonlight down by the lodge gate. But I thought nothing of it at the time. Oh, if I'd known.
And then?
I went to bed, and it was more than an hour after that I heard my mistress scream. And down I ran, to find her tied to the chair and him on the floor with his head smashed. That's all I know.
Why would she not think anything of 3 men prowling around the grounds at night? Isn't that unusual? Family business booming. So this is a story about the Randalls. Jack, William, and Melvin.
The description of the Randall gang provided by Lady Brackenstall is identical to the one in the Times article.
Identical is probably bad news for her.
This photograph of Lady Brackenstall and her maid Teresa was taken at a port, but which one?
There you go.
So the lady and her maid came from Australia a year and a half ago on this ship.
And we'll just take that with us. All right, and there's something for us to perception here, huh? Maybe? Where is it, though? So the icon doesn't show up over here, but it pops up when we go this way. Aha.
These scratches are most definitely made by the picture frame.
Aha.
This is Sir Eustace's safe. There may be something important inside. I must ask Lady Brackenstall to open it.
Alrighty then. Assuming she even knows the combination.
Lady Brackenstall, could you open this wall safe?
No, it is my husband's safe. I do not know the combination.
We have to open it. Your ladyship?
So, if she doesn't know the combination, and his brain is
Let us
insufficient,
try to open this safe.
do a little
This
locky-picky.
safe can be cracked. I only have to pay attention. The dial will vibrate when it is set to the correct number.
How am I supposed to feel it vibrate when I'm not using a controller, Yeah. Okay. Well, we're all out of time for episode 12. Come back and see me again in episode 13, and we're gonna skip this and get on with our lives. Talk to you soon.